Imagine this. Nestled within the opulent gates of Hollywood's most prestigious enclaves, some of entertainment's greatest icons constructed homes that so strange and psychologically insightful that their families and inheritances have spent years attempting to conceal them. Tonight, we're giving you a peek inside 21 celebrity homes that have been officially documented, revealing the lavish lifestyles of the rich and famous. Individual characteristics are on full display here. These aren't just hearsay or idle chatter, but confirmed traits uncovered through estate sales. Official documents and personal testimonies from individuals who have personally explored these remarkable residences you're about to discover. Uncover the reason behind Charlie Chaplin's construction of secret tunnels beneath his residence, and explore the silent film star who possessed a concealed bar. Reimagined as a personal cinema, in which renowned Hollywood figure crafted a pink utopia so vibrant that guests. Are you prepared to enter the actual homes of Hollywood icons, where they live their most memorable lives, even needing sunglasses indoors? Get ready for a fresh perspective on your beloved stars in Authentic Lives, featuring Charlie Chaplin in a captivating new light. King's Subterranean Network, Charlie Chaplin's Beverly Hills residence constructed in the 1920s, presented an unassuming facade from the beyond what one might anticipate from someone who so deeply understood the average individual. Yet beneath this modest facade, the exterior boasted features that would surely pique the interest of any spy. Public records and property documents showed that Chaplin had. He secretly built an underground tunnel network beneath his residence, with a primary passage allegedly connecting to a discreet wine cellar. However, neighbors and guests recounted a more widespread network that facilitated Chaplin's movement throughout his property. While alive, Chappell reportedly utilized these tunnels to evade intrusive reporters, as noted by those who visited him during that time. Frequently, he set up camp outside his residence, particularly during the politically tense McCarthy era, marked by accusations of communist affiliation against him. His empathy drew unwanted attention, with former employees recalling him appearing from surprising places at social gatherings. Charming guests with his dramatic appearances, the property also boasted a miniature stage nestled within its gardens where friends remembered Chaplin practicing comedic bits before filming, with some watching him refine his iconic walk or experiment with new material. Jokes in this secluded performance area, he's treating it like his own private playground for physical humor. What's particularly noteworthy about Chaplin's home is its steadfast preservation of its original 1920s aesthetic, a feature that remained consistent throughout his time living there. Despite his immense fortune and accomplishments, he never felt compelled to update his image or flaunt his wealth, indicating a man who chose to remain. Despite his rise to global stardom, he remained tethered to his modest origins, becoming one of the world's most renowned entertainers. Number 20. Gloria Swanson, the renowned dramatic actress, resided in a Beverly Hills mansion nicknamed Casa del Sol, a Spanish-style castle that was the epitome of grandeur. As dramatic as the star who commissioned it, the building, constructed in the 1920s, boasted striking Spanish Moorish design elements. Beautifully crafted arched doorways, adorned with intricate tile work, and what historical records indicate was a private chapel, were all part of the home Swanson owned. One of Hollywood's first genuine stars adorned her home with unique collectibles that showcased her global experiences. Post-mortem auction records reveal a passion for travel and refined tastes, showcasing her ownership of unique Egyptian artifacts and sophisticated antiques. Globally renowned, she showcased art pieces from her extensive personal collection, amassed throughout her illustrious international career for the enjoyment of visitors and staff. Individuals who were employed at Casa del Sol recounted secret passageways that opened into discreet, concealed rooms. These rooms were allegedly served as a venue for confidential gatherings during Hollywood's era of greatest prosperity, a time when studio power struggles and personal matters. Discreet access to a passage, purportedly leading to a secret room, was apparently necessary for Swanson to use as a retreat when the constant attention that came with her fame proved overwhelming, leading to the mansion becoming renowned for its extravagant parties. Even in a town synonymous with grand displays, guest lists from these occasions, carefully kept in Hollywood's historical records, featured some of. Nevertheless, as Swanson's prominence waned in the 1930s, coinciding with the advent of talking films, keeping up with the upkeep of such a large estate proved to be increasingly challenging by the time it reached number 19. Errol Flynn, the famed swashbuckler, kept a secret spy hideaway at his Mulholland farm, a place perfectly suited for the famous swashbuckling star of films like Captain Blood and The Adventures of Robin Hood, resided in the Hollywood Hills and constructed. During the 1940s, the estate showcased amenities perfectly suited for an individual like Flynn, known for his adventurous spirit and explorations of mischief. Estate records and visitor accounts uncover that Flynn had secretly incorporated passageways throughout the property boasted a feature, including one that concealed a hidden bedroom. This wasn't merely for cinematic effect. Flynn allegedly utilized these excerpts for practical applications such as discreet amusement and deterring uninvited guests or, interestingly, the house also boasted a two-way mirror, enabling Flynn to discreetly monitor his visitors, a feature that particularly piqued the interest of creditors. Unseen by the public, past guests and employees characterized this feature as a highlight of the primary entertainment space, implying Flynn found amusement in observing individuals when they believed themselves to be in solitude. The property also encompassed a private pistol range, in a place where Flynn could hone his shooting skills, reflecting his passion for adventure and excitement. His friends observed that he was dedicated to passionately engaging in his hobby, frequently challenging visitors to competitions and exhibiting a nearly fanatical dedication to accuracy in marksmanship. Exceeding the realm of casual sports, West, on May 18th, graced the Diamond Lil's White Paradise. Mae West opted for a unique living arrangement compared to many of her Hollywood contemporaries, residing in the historic Ravenswood building. While Hancock Park might have been home to sprawling mansions, her apartment stood out as anything but ordinary, a testament to her. Estate records and visitor accounts describe West as possessing a distinctive personality and theatrical flair. She adorned her surroundings almost exclusively in white, from luxurious white carpets to reflective walls, which produced an almost. With its ethereal atmosphere, this monochrome palette wasn't merely visually appealing. It was purported to embody West's conviction that white, symbolizing both purity and power. The most notable element of the design was West's uniquely crafted seashell-shaped bed. This piece, which achieved legendary status in Hollywood, wasn't merely fanciful. It flawlessly captured a sensual and playful essence. The individual who propelled West to fame, known for crafting the iconic bed and other bespoke furniture pieces. Following her passing, extensive mementos from her acting career were discovered and recorded in estate inventories. Across the entire apartment, from extravagant costumes to props and photographs, a narrative unfolded, charting her journey from. Visitors remarked that these artifacts, belonging to a vaudeville performer turned Hollywood star, were presented more akin to museum exhibits than. Relaxed decor hinted that West considered her apartment a monument to her acting success, particularly her iconic status as number 17, John Barrymore. John Barrymore's Bella Vista mansion in Beverly Hills embodied the grandeur of a Gothic castle, a truly remarkable profile. of the man famously called the Great Profile, a theatrical figure known for his dramatic flair and penchant for surprises, created in the 1920s. Barrymore's passion for classical theater was evident in the property he curated, reflecting the complexities and often turbulent nature of his personality as revealed through his estate inventories. Indicate that Barrymore stocked Bella Vista with rare books and manuscripts, certain ones even concealed in secret compartments ingeniously integrated into. Within the walls of his magnificent library, these concealed storage spaces served a purpose beyond mere decoration. Barrymore was a dedicated collector. The house, known to have been used by literary figures and rumored to have hidden compartments for safeguarding their most prized possessions, featured a secluded space that served as Barrymore's personal stage for practicing Shakespearean parts or hosting impromptu performances for his friends. Both staff and visitors characterized these sessions as highly charged and fervent, with Barrymore's approach being particularly. The home stage was treated with the same level of seriousness and dedication found in a professional theater, complete with Gothic-style furnishings, including dark wood paneling, and the dramatic lighting used throughout the house produced an ambience that guests found both striking and there was something faintly disturbing about Bella Vista. It hinted that this wasn't just any movie star's home, but something more. More accurately, it was the residence of a dedicated dramatic artist, someone who lived and breathed the world of theater, namely Hedy Lamarr, the inventor. Hedy Lamarr's Hollywood Hills residence, outwardly resembling a standard 1940s modern mansion characterized by its sleek lines, concealed a secret laboratory. An expansive windows that bathe the interior in California's plentiful sunlight, yet beneath this veneer of Hollywood allure. Organize an exceptional, exclusive workshop where a renowned Hollywood beauty hones her artistic talents. Invention estate records and first-hand account from those who knew Lamarr personally indicate that she maintained a fully in a secluded, camera-free laboratory, shielded from the prying eyes of Hollywood. She toiled away on concepts that would eventually help advance technologies such as Wi-Fi and Bluetooth by pioneering the frequency hopping concept, a notion that was years ahead of its time. During her era, Lamarr seldom welcomed visitors into her workshop, and her work remained largely unknown to the wider film community. In her field of scientific study, this wasn't a pretense of humility. It was a departure from the norm of the time, when women of influence were anticipated to be primarily focused on their beauty and, rather than being intellectually inclined, glamorous Lamarr realized that her creative spirit might potentially harming her future career opportunities. The workshop was stocked with technical books, drafting tools, and a variety of mechanical devices. Hedy Lamarr would often confide her ideas to friends. Those who were aware of this secret side of her life described her, demonstrating a sincere enthusiasm for problem-solving and innovation. She approaches her scientific work with the same seriousness with which Lamarr approaches life. Unlike other stars who focused on their looks or social standing, is what truly sets his story apart. She felt a deep sense of sadness, a need to conceal her intelligence and creativity from an industry that solely appreciated her for. Her beauty was a stark contrast to the image the secret workshop embodied, serious, intellectual, and everything Hollywood sought to suppress. Prioritizing substance over superficial appearances, the 15th installment delves into the life of Howard Hughes, the aviator. Howard Hughes's Beverly Hills mansion, a paranoid fortress, reflects the sorrowful metamorphosis of a brilliant mind. The once celebrated innovator, who had been a reclusive hermit since the 1920s, was acquired during a period when Hughes was still known for his daring exploits as both a pilot and filmmaker. The property slowly transformed into a fortress, a manifestation of his growing paranoia and deteriorating mental health. At first, the estate showcasing state-of-the-art technology, a testament to Hughes's fervent dedication to aviation and groundbreaking advancements. He constructed his own aircraft, provide him with access to the premises, enabling him to enter and exit freely without the need to navigate commercial airports or public areas. This wasn't merely a matter of convenience. It was a precursor to Hughes's ambition to dominate every facet of his surroundings. Hughes's psychological well-being declined throughout the 1940s and 1950s within the confines of the house. Experienced significant alterations. Former colleagues and business partners recounted how Hughes had rooms closed off. Air filtration systems were implemented, along with intricate protocols for all individuals. In its final form, the property featured hidden chambers and intricate designs, reflecting the desire to safeguard its intimate spaces. Security precautions implemented by Hughes exceeded the typical privacy requirements of a celebrity. He reportedly constructed passageways that enabled him to navigate the house undetected by employees and set up surveillance devices to track activity across the entire property, a testament to Dolores Del Rio, the Mexican star of modernist cinema. Dolores Del Rio's a Los Angeles resident made a daring architectural declaration that embodied both her reverence for Mexican heritage and her adoption of avant-garde modernist architecture, constructed in the 1920s by the visionary architect Richard. In stark contrast to the elaborate mansions preferred by most Hollywood stars, Neutra's house presented a dramatically different aesthetic. Its sleek design stood out, showcased expansive windows and open-floor layouts, forging a streamlined, minimalist aesthetic that was groundbreaking for its era. Estate records of celebrity residences reveal that Del Rio intentionally selected a modernist aesthetic to convey. Del introduced a novel concept of luxury, prioritizing spaciousness, natural light, and artistic authenticity over extravagant displays. Rio showcased art and cultural treasures from her native Mexico, crafting a personal sanctuary that honored her heritage. Renowned artists such as Diego Rivera and Frida Kahlo discovered the house to be a welcome respite for visitors seeking a unique experience. In a classic Hollywood fashion, the house was celebrated for Del Rio's masterful blend of cultural pride and architectural ingenuity. Transformed into a hub for creative individuals, attracting writers, painters, and others captivated by its distinctive ambience. Fellow performers often visited Del Rio's residence, drawn to an atmosphere that celebrated artistic creativity above all else. Display Item 13. James Dean, The Rebel's Humble Retreat. James Dean's The Final Residence, a modest bungalow in Sherman Oaks, presented a stark contrast to the high-octane, rebellious persona he cultivated. During the mid-1950s, at the peak of his popularity, Dean selected this unassuming rental property over more ostentatious options. While other young stars favored mansions, this particular house was unremarkable in its appearance. However, what truly set it apart were the insights into Dean's personal character, gleaned from friends who visited him, revealed a more introspective side to his personality. This actor dedicated time to honing their craft, sketching, poring over scripts, and exploring musical instruments such as bongos. Showcasing artistic oddities that went beyond acting, Dean's famed Porsche 550 Spider, destined to become a legend, would later. The tragic significance of his fatal accident, an event that unfolded in the garage of this unassuming house, remained a vivid memory for the neighbors. Observing him repairing the car himself implied a preference for practical, hands-on tasks over more conventional pursuits. Close confidants of Dean within Hollywood's social circles observe that he relied on the bungalow as a sanctuary from the intense pressures of the studio environment. Here, he could authentically be himself, free from the pressure of performing for an audience or upholding a rebellious persona. The house, which had propelled him to fame, now symbolized a life that was swiftly transforming into something extraordinary. Following Dean's unexpected passing in 1955, the bungalow preserved its original state for the most part. He preserved it as a time capsule, a memento of that short but brilliant period in his life, leaving it exactly as Dean had left it for years. Sometimes, fans journey to the places where their beloved idol lived during their final days. For example, Jane Mansfield's residence, famously known as Number 12. Jane Mansfield's Beverly Hills mansion, famously dubbed the Pink Palace, was a sight that couldn't be overlooked or. Remember the late 1950s, when every surface allowed to be painted pink was indeed a vibrant pink, resulting in a striking visual. Visitor accounts, describing the experience as both breathtaking and overwhelming, shed light on the vastness of estate sale records reveal. Mansfield's infatuation with pink was all-encompassing, encompassing not only walls and furniture, but also extending to bespoke creations such as, with pink carpeting, pink appliances, and a famously pink toilet that circulated in Hollywood gossip. This wasn't delicately decorated. It was an overwhelming explosion of bubblegum-like vibrancy. The property's most renowned characteristic was a heart-shaped pool, adorned with a mosaic spelling out, "I love you, Janie," served as a touching testament from her devoted husband. Mickey Hargitay, a past Mr. Universe winner, was also present in the pool area, which boasted a fountain. Occasionally, Mansfield would stock her residence with pink champagne to cater to her extravagant gatherings. Each room at Mansfield's home whispered a tale of her ambition to distinguish herself in a Hollywood that frequently measured success by comparison. The pink theme, unfortunately, also permeated Marilyn Monroe's bedroom-bathroom. And even the kitchen, crafting an atmosphere that was distinctively singular yet perhaps a tad excessive for everyday living. 11th on the list is Buster Keaton, residing in the opulent Beverly estate known as the Silent Stars. Hill's estate stood as a monument to the extraordinary success he attained during the era of silent film's golden age, constructed during the Roaring Twenties at the height of his creative and financial success. Keaton's mansion boasted 20 rooms, each brimming with unexpected delights. His inventive comedic style was evident in the property's inclusion of over-the-top features that appeared almost unrealistically desirable. Imagine a Roman-inspired swimming pool, a trout stream winding through the property, and an aviary brimming with rare and exotic birds. These possessions weren't merely status indicators. They showcased the remarkable heights of success attainable by silent film stars. In Hollywood's nascent years, Cato's creative spirit was evident in the house's unique design, featuring a cleverly concealed bar that could convert it into a secluded screening room, ideal for a filmmaker eager to host guests and simultaneously display. Those who knew him, both friends and coworkers, recounted tales of extravagant dinner parties that would often continue into private film screenings. In this repurposed venue, screenings showcased the height of Keaton's career, a time when he was regarded as one of the most exceptional comedic gifts in film, yet also hinted at the challenging times to come with its opulent. As his career opportunities shifted with the arrival of talking pictures, maintaining his property grew increasingly costly. Image number 10, Marion Davies' seaside estate, the mistress's opulent residence. Ocean House in Santa Monica transcended the status of a mere mansion. It served as a potent symbol of power, ambition, and the intricate complexities of the romantic partnerships that characterized Hollywood's golden era concluded in the 1920s. Thanks to the substantial financial support of her influential partner, William Randolph Hearst, The property was on par with actual palaces in its. The extent and magnificence of the estate records reveal an almost inconceivable scale, encompassing over 100 rooms, 55 bathrooms, and a remarkable 37. Fireplaces were strategically placed throughout the oceanfront property, with a 110 feet focal point serving as its centerpiece. A swimming pool, accompanied by marble statues and intricate landscaping, which resulted in. Davies cultivated an atmosphere of classic elegance, a spectacle rarely witnessed even in the glitz of Hollywood, utilizing the mansion to host unforgettable gatherings. Guest lists from events that attracted some of the world's most renowned individuals, as documented in archives, feature names such as numerous luminaries, including Winston Churchill, Charlie Chaplin, and a plethora of Hollywood stars, journeyed to Santa Monica to partake in Davies' Hospitality, number 9, featuring Rudolph Valentino, the charismatic star whose life was tragically cut short. The Sheik's cursed castle, Rudolph Valentino's Falcon Lair, was more than just a dwelling. It transformed into a representation of the poignant love affair between Hollywood aspirations and the stark truth, constructed during the Roaring Twenties in Beverly Hills. Valentino's estate showcased his Italian roots through its expansive gardens and graceful arches. Grand entrances and a sweeping staircase, reminiscent of medieval European opulence, inspired by his film The Hooded Falcon. The estate embodied all that Valentino had strived for in his American journey. He invested both his wealth and his fervent dedication into it. He set his sights on creating Falcon Lair, envisioning it as a sanctuary to escape the intense demands of being Hollywood's inaugural. Iconic sex symbol Valentino's dream home remained a bittersweet memory, as his life was tragically cut short just months after settling in. Suddenly passing away at the young age of 31, he left fans around the globe devastated, and his estate as a poignant reminder of aspirations left unrealized. Following Valentino's passing, fans gathered at his estate, adorning the gates with flowers and constructing makeshift memorials. After vanishing from the public eye in the early 2000s, the physical manifestation of their beloved idol, Falcon Lair, was finally torn down, marking the end of its existence. However, Hollywood's narrative persists as a haunting testament to the swiftness with which fame can morph into tragedy and the perilous nature of its pursuit. The allure of the American dream can occasionally morph into a terrifying ordeal, as exemplified by Mary Pickford, America's beloved darling, whose story takes a royal turn. Mary Pickford's mansion, nicknamed Fair, was more than just a dwelling for a famous actress. It was a veritable palace for Hollywood royalty. Constructed during the 1920s, this 42-room mansion in Beverly Hills evolved into an emblem of the immense power and fame Pickford enjoyed as a Hollywood pioneer were reflected in her shared ownership of Pickfair with Douglas Fairbanks. Through their collaborative efforts, revitalized and established it as the social hub of Hollywood's golden era, as evidenced by state records and guest accounts. These books offer glimpses into encounters with prominent figures of the era, such as Albert Einstein and Charlie Amelia Earhart, along with world leaders who viewed the PFA as a de facto embassy, saw the mansion as a symbol of more than just a symbol of luxury. It was a meticulously constructed image of respectability, intended for an industry frequently perceived as. In an effort to combat the suspicion held by mainstream America, Pickford and Fairbanks leveraged their association with Fair to demonstrate the intellectual capabilities of movie stars. Elegant and deserving of admiration. Yet beneath the glittering surface lay a more intricate narrative following Pickford and, after her divorce in the 1930s, Fairbanks retreated from the public eye, leading a progressively more secluded life in her later years. Pickfair's staff and the guests who occasionally visited her spoke of her as being tormented by recollections of her past glory and the end of PFA in the 1990s marked the demise of a significant relationship, ushered in by the arrival of new owner, actress Pia. Zadora raised the structure, disregarding pleas from film preservationists, including notable figure Douglas Fairbanks. Celebrated for his physically demanding film roles, such as his iconic portrayal in The Thief of Baghdad, athletic star Douglas Fairbanks was a legend in adventure films. Robin Hood crafted a personal space that perfectly reflected his lively on-screen character, extending beyond any shared. While residing at Pickfair, Mary Pickford Fairbanks also owned a distinct estate in Santa Monica known as Fairbanks Ranch. The property boasted meticulously designed gardens, a private lake, and a delightful boathouse, a testament to Fairbanks' affection for such beauty. Estate plans for outdoor activities and adventure reveal that he conceived the entire property as a thoughtfully linked sequence of experiences. Areas dedicated to recreation, allowing him to explore diverse athletic pursuits, boasted one particularly captivating element: a concealed. A tunnel linking the main house to the boathouse existed, and both staff and guests stated that Fairbanks frequently utilized this passage, either to evade prying reporters or to create grand entrances for his visitors. His behavior was entirely in keeping with his. The swashbuckling on-screen persona of Fairbanks was complemented by a real-life estate that boasted a modern gymnasium and tennis court, where he entertained guests with lively gatherings. These weren't light-hearted matches. They were serious contests that drew Hollywood's biggest names, showcasing a level of dedication that went beyond mere amusement. Fairbanks's fiercely competitive spirit and his unwavering drive to be the best in every physical endeavor he pursued were intertwined with his marriage, too. With Pickford's conclusion, Fairbanks' cinematic stardom surged, leading him to spend more and more time at the ranch, utilizing it as. Seeking respite from public attention and financial strain, Fairbanks was compelled to sell the ranch, subsequently dividing the land into smaller parcels. For Development Project 6, Alla Nazimova's Garden of Allah, a bohemian paradise. Alla on Sunset Boulevard stood apart from every other property in Hollywood, offering a unique sanctuary for the entertainment industry's elite. Unconventional and imaginative, a Russian-born actress and producer, Nazimova acquired the mansion. In the 1910s, it was transformed into a forward-thinking sanctuary, one that boldly defied Hollywood's traditional values. The property boasted guest villas and a striking swimming pool, a design conceived by Nazimova to resemble the Black Sea. In her homeland, this wasn't merely ornamental. It symbolized her ambition to construct a fragment of Russia within Hollywood, a haven. In this new environment, she aimed to preserve her cultural heritage while simultaneously establishing a successful American career. Nazi Moa's guest list, however, reflected a stark contrast to this aspiration. A veritable roster of artistic and literary greats, including F. Scott Fitzgerald, Greta Garbo, and Errol Flynn, all sought refuge at the Garden of Law, inspired by a laid-back atmosphere and Nazimova's welcoming perspective on creativity and life. Property proved especially valuable as a secure refuge for individuals who didn't conform to Hollywood's standard image. Due to financial constraints, Nazimova was compelled to sell the property during the 1920s. It was later transformed into a hotel, which retained a hint of its original bohemian spirit while catering to a wider range of patrons, including literary. Ultimately, the entire property was razed in the 1950s, vanishing without a trace. Among Hollywood's most significant cultural icons is the estate of William Randolph Hearst, the influential media magnate. William Randolph Hearst's San Simeon Estate, frequently referred to as Hearst Castle, is located in Versailles. Might be considered the most lavish celebrity home ever constructed, its development spanning continuously from the 1910s in the 1940s. The estate stretched across California's central coast in a way that was simply unimaginable, even for the extravagant world of Hollywood. Official records, adhering to established standards, meticulously document the estate's immense size, encompassing a remarkable 165 rooms. The property boasts both grand formal gardens and more relaxed informal gardens, along with two vast swimming pools, including the renowned Neptune Pool. Adorned with genuine gold tiles, each element was meticulously crafted to display Hearst's opulence and refined sensibilities. Left no detail untouched when importing genuine architectural features from Europe, even bringing over complete ceilings and wall panels. And sculptures, which were meticulously moved and put back together at San Simeon. Art historians believe that the collection held at the estate was so extensive and impressive that it rivaled the holdings of prominent museums. Hearst's gatherings at San Simeon then became. Tales of Hearst's estate reveal how he leveraged its grandeur to assemble the most influential and celebrated individuals of his time. Economic hardships during the 1930s compelled Hearst to divest himself of parts of his art collection, though he successfully retained a portion of it. Currently, the estate of San Simeon functions as a designated California State Historical Site. Monument number 4, dedicated to Jean Harlow, the Platinum Blonde's House of Tragedy, appeared as if Jean Harlow's Beverly Hills residence itself was stylish and quintessential to a movie star's lifestyle. The house gained notoriety due to the unfortunate tragedies that unfolded within its walls. Rose to fame following the unexpected passing of her husband, Paul Byrne, whose death under mysterious circumstances ignited endless speculation. Mysteries and conspiracy theories that lingered for years, casting a shadow over the property, fueled speculation about the events leading up to Byrne's death. Raised enough suspicion to spark enduring rumors about the true events of that night, as evidenced by police reports and contemporary newspaper reports present conflicting narratives and puzzling evidence, perpetuating the enduring mystery. Turning the house into a subject of macabre interest, Harlow's own life was tragically cut short at the young age of 26, further deepening the tragedy. The property's history was tinged with sadness, her untimely passing from kidney disease sending shockwaves through Hollywood and deepening the sense of loss. The belief that the house was haunted or brought misfortune to its residents persisted, as subsequent owners recounted strange instances and disturbing events, though it's unclear if they were truly paranormal or simply the product of suggestion. And the house's standing in folklore developed gradually, with each successive tale contributing to its legendary haunted status, stemming from tragic events, extended beyond the house itself, offering glimpses into Harlow's. Those close to her, including friends, family, and staff, observed that she adorned her home with books and cherished personal belongings that displayed. Beyond her persona as a platinum blonde bombshell, she reveals deeper interests, hinting at a more introspective and multifaceted individual. Her public image showed that the house still exists today, although it has undergone numerous renovations by successive owners. Despite attempts to shed its tragic connotations, the stories endure, and movie enthusiasts still regard it as a poignant reminder of the rapid transformation of Hollywood aspirations into horrifying realities, surpassing even the tragic occurrences. The house also offered insights into Harlow's personal side, with friends and employees observing that she infused her home filled with books and treasured possessions. Her surroundings hinted at interests that extended beyond her public persona as a platinum blonde bombshell, suggesting a more More thoughtful and intricate than her public image suggested, the house still exists today, although it has been, though repeatedly renovated by owners hoping to shed its sorrowful history. The tales endure in film. Fans still see it as a cautionary tale about how rapidly Hollywood aspirations can descend into despair, ranking it as number 3 Harold. Harold Lloyd's sprawling estate, affectionately nicknamed Green Acres by locals, was a testament to Lloyd the thrill seeker's extravagant lifestyle. His ambition and innovative spirit helped him become one of silent comedy's most celebrated figures. This impressive property, with its 44 rooms, is Lloyd's sprawling Beverly Hills estate, served as a testament to his accomplishments and his unwavering dedication to innovative design in every aspect. The estate boasted extraordinary amenities, reflecting both Lloyd's opulence and his lighthearted spirit, such as a 50-foot-long living. A room conceived for hosting gatherings, surrounded by multiple fountains scattered across the grounds and boasting impeccably maintained gardens. Demanding a dedicated team to upkeep every aspect, the design aimed to captivate and enchant visitors with Lloyd's creative vision. His spirit permeated the entire property, evident in his design of a private zoo, a 9-hole golf course, and even a clandestine room where he kept his vast collection of film artifacts and equipment. These weren't merely pricey playthings, they signified Lloyd's sincere passions and his ambition to challenge limits in all areas of his life meant that the estate was more than just a residence. It served as a hub for Hollywood's creative elite. Lloyd was renowned for hosting extravagant parties and gatherings. This was where the most prominent figures in the industry converged, establishing Green Acres as a prominent social center during Hollywood's silent film era. Nevertheless, with the advent of talking pictures, Lloyd struggled to sustain such a lavish setup. The shift to sound films proved detrimental to his unique abilities, and the estate subsequently became a financial strain. By the 1970s, the original property had largely transitioned from a symbol of success to a necessity for cost management, with significant portions being sold off. The primary dwelling still exists today as a historic site, and its former grandeur serves as a reminder of a bygone age. The property's decline signifies the closing of a chapter. When individual ingenuity and skill were capable of constructing such remarkable personal empires, Clark Gable, ranking second. Clark Gable's secluded ranch, despite his reign as Hollywood's biggest star, remained a secret. He discovered his genuine tranquility not in a luxurious estate, but at a remote ranch nestled in Innano. This property unveiled an aspect of Gable that stood in stark contrast to his polished on-screen persona, a man who, yearning for a simpler life and a closer connection to the earth, the ranch, constructed in the 1930s, failed to deliver. While other stars' homes might flaunt architectural opulence, Gable's offered something more precious: privacy. Set against a backdrop of farmland and gently rolling hills, the property offered him a sense of genuine authenticity. To follow passions unrelated to Hollywood's glitz and glamour, indulging in the upkeep of extensive stables and well-cared-for horses. The trails were a testament to Gable's sincere passion for horses and the natural world. Friends and employees observed that he appeared most at ease in this setting. During rides across his land, he sought refuge from the pressures and manufactured atmosphere of the film industry, choosing to forego hosting. While Hollywood was known for its extravagant parties, Gable had a different preference, opting for laid-back barbecues and smaller, more personal gatherings at his ranch. These events showcased a more authentic, less guarded version of the man who captivated millions through his on-screen persona, yet frequently felt burdened by the pressures of following personal hardships, particularly the death of the ranch took on even greater significance for Gable. cherished wife Carol Lombard perished in a plane crash, and locals remembered seeing him wandering the property by himself afterward. During his most difficult times, the property offered Gable a refuge in its peaceful ambience. It symbolized Gable's effort to preserve. A vestige of his pre-Hollywood life and principles remained, a stark contrast to the image-driven and artificiality of the town embodied in the ranch. Extended an invitation to him, a space where he could authentically exist without the need for facades or acting, first and foremost, Cary Grant. Cary Grant's Beverly Hills residence, a sanctuary of elegant simplicity, flawlessly reflected the understated style of a star. His refined style, which positioned him as one of Hollywood's most polished leading actors, contrasted sharply with the extravagant mansions. Beloved by numerous celebrities, Grant's home was more intriguing for its secrets than its ostentatious features, quietly nestled. Shrouded by towering hedges and unassuming gates, the house embodied Grant's desire for seclusion and quietude. Visitors. The exterior was unassuming, offering no clue to the celebrity it housed, hinting at an owner who didn't feel the need to flaunt their status. The carefully curated architectural opulence within the decor achieved a harmonious blend of sophistication and coziness. Grant's preference leaned towards quality, selecting a curated collection of items that showcased his discerning taste. The property showcased thoughtful craftsmanship and design, eschewing any ostentatious or arrogant display, with its winding garden paths and cozy, entertaining areas ideal for the intimate, thoughtfully planned gatherings Grant enjoyed. Instead of throwing extravagant Hollywood gatherings, he preferred intimate evenings with close friends, centered around meaningful conversations and whispers of a secret alcove concealed behind the library shelves persisted, even as private screenings of his newest films were held. Offering entry to a secluded study or simply showcasing Grant's fondness for timeless mysteries and suspense, regardless of whether this feature was genuinely present or merely a facet of Grant's deliberately constructed aura of mystery, is still uncertain. Grant's approach to his residence mirrored his wider perspective on fame and achievement. He recognized that genuine refinement wasn't about showcasing wealth, but rather about living a life of quality, surrounding oneself with beauty and comfort. Despite indulging in ostentatious displays of extravagance, the house remained a subject of hushed conversation in Hollywood circles even after. Grant embodied a vision of how a prominent star could navigate the world with a balance of extravagance and self-control within the industry. In stark contrast to the usual displays of excess and extravagance, Grant's modest retreat served as a reminder to everyone that, occasionally, the most refined statement is the subtlest one. This is exemplified by the real estate reality of these 21 celebrity homes, which demonstrate. The expensive, unusual truth is that most of these properties haven't sold. Instead, they've either been torn down or sold for huge losses. Since no one else desired to inhabit the realm of someone's personal fantasy, Jane Mansfield's Pink Palace and Gloria Swanson's Casa del Sol, along with many others, faced the wrecking ball not due to a lack of brilliance, but because the stars, whose creations were too extraordinary for ordinary humans, had invested millions in constructing these architectural marvels as testaments to their. Individuals discovered a stark truth. The very traits that defined their personalities were also the ones shaping their living spaces. Imagine trying to convince a realtor that you absolutely must have a heart-shaped, pink pool. That's what it's like dealing with unsellable white elephants. Hidden passageways present in every room, ranging from Charlie Chaplin's espionage tunnels to Howard Hughes's secluded hermit fortress. These celebrities demonstrated that a boundless fortune coupled with an unchecked ego results in architectural In their pursuit of personalized living, they constructed homes so uniquely tailored that they transformed into inescapable prisons, beautiful, opulent prisons, nonetheless. Remember that even celebrities, who may seem to have perfect lives in the eyes of their fans, have their own unique struggles the next time you think about their seemingly flawless existences. I literally couldn't get away from the strange realities they constructed, sometimes realizing that possessing everything can lead to losing it all. Completely immersed in reality, which of these bizarre celebrity residences surprised you the most? Could you envision yourself actually residing there? If any of these locations pique your interest, be sure to share your thoughts in the comments below. We always enjoy hearing your perspectives on Hollywood's most peculiar real-life occurrences. If you like this look at celebrity architectural blunders, give the like button a tap. And sign up for more jaw-dropping tales about the lives of the wealthy and famous. We promise their issues are on another level. Stranger than yours. Until we meet again, count your blessings that your house has walls and doors with ordinary colors that lead to real,